What's up, YouTube? It's the Legendary Lister, back with another exciting video for you guys today. January 31st, 1961, Cape Canaveral, Florida. The tension in the air is thick enough to choke on. The United States is losing the space race. The Soviet Union has already put Sputnik in orbit. NASA is desperate to send a human being into the great unknown. But the Mercury rockets are notoriously unstable. They explode a lot. Nobody knows if a human brain can even function in zero gravity, or if the sheer G-force of launch will crush a pilot instantly. NASA needs a test subject, someone to go first. They need someone brave, someone resilient, and, controversially, someone expendable. They found their astronaut. His name was Chang, but history would remember him by the acronym of the laboratory that prepared him, HAM. Ham.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff!
Ham didn't volunteer. He was born in Cameroon, captured by animal trappers, and eventually purchased by the United States Air Force into a program at Holloman Aerospace Medical Center in New Mexico. He was just one of 40 chimpanzees brought in for the program. The goal wasn't just to see if an animal could survive the flight. The Soviets had already done that with dogs like Laika. NASA needed to know if a primate could work in space. The training was brutal. It was Pavlovian conditioning taken to the extreme. The chimps were strapped into simulators and taught a simple task. When a blue light flashes, pull a lever. If they pulled the lever correctly, within 5 seconds, they received a banana pellet. If they failed, they received a mild electrical shock to the soles of their feet. It was grueling, but one chimp stood out. Subject number 65. He was smart, he was reactive, and crucially, he was feisty. He didn't just take the training passively. He seemed to understand the game. By January 1961, the field was narrowed down to 6 finalists. But number 65 was the prime candidate.
The minutes are like hours as the countdown is started and follows its methodical, measured pace. Only the star of the space drama seems unconcerned at the mounting tension around him as he arrives in typical high spirits for his final checkup. Weighing 37.5 pounds, Ham will be the largest animal yet to rocket into space, and the first creature trained to respond intelligently to signals from Earth.
On the morning of the launch, Subject 65 was given a physical, suited up in a miniature pressurized spacesuit, and strapped into a custom-fitted biopack couch inside the Mercury capsule. He was about to ride a controlled explosion right out of the atmosphere. At 11:55 a.m., the Redstone rocket lit up the Florida coast. Ham was on his way. Almost immediately, things went wrong. A regulator failed on the rocket engine. Instead of a smooth ride, the rocket burned too fast and too hard. The flight path angle was steeper than planned. The plan was for Ham to experience about 9 Gs, 9 times the force of normal gravity. Because of the malfunction, Ham was subjected to a crushing 17 Gs. Imagine 17 copies of yourself sitting on your chest while being shaken inside a paint mixer. This is where Ham went from being a test subject to a hero. In incredible pain, crushed by gravity, with alarms blaring, the blue light flashed. And Ham did his job. His reaction times were only fractions of a second slower than on Earth. He proved, definitively, that a primate brain could function under extreme launch duress. The engine overburn meant Ham flew higher and farther than intended. He reached an altitude of 157 miles and experienced about 6.5 minutes of weightlessness. Then came re-entry, another brutal wave of G-forces as he slammed back into the atmosphere. The heat shield held, but the landing was off target. Ham splashed down in the Atlantic Ocean, 130 miles away from the recovery ship, and his ordeal wasn't over. The impact had damaged the capsule. It was leaking. The capsule was taking on water fast. If the recovery team didn't get there soon, Ham would drown trapped inside his metal can. It took 2 hours for the Navy helicopter to finally hook the capsule and lift it from the sea. When they finally cracked the hatch on the deck of the USS Donner, Ham was alive. There's a famous photo of him grinning broadly as he's offered an apple. The press loved it. The smiling space chimp. But primate experts know that Ham wasn't smiling. That bared teeth expression is a sign of extreme fear and distress. He was terrified, dehydrated, and exhausted. But he had done it. Ham's impact on society was profound. Before his flight, many believed space was a death sentence. Ham proved them wrong by surviving a mission where the capsule actually failed and G-forces spiked to dangerous levels. He gave NASA the green light. Just months later, Alan Shepard became the first American in space. Shepard knew he could survive because Ham already had. He was the silent, furry guardian of the entire Mercury program. After the ticker tape parades and the magazine covers, Ham began his long retirement. In 1963, he moved to the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. He was a massive attraction, a living legend that people traveled across the country to see. But the Astrochimp was in a strange position. Having spent his formative years around humans and high-tech equipment, he initially struggled to socialize with other chimpanzees. He was caught between two worlds, a hero to humanity, yet an outsider among his own kind. Ham passed away peacefully in 1983 at the age of 26. His death was front-page news, treated with the gravity of a fallen soldier. Today, he rests at the International Space Hall of Fame in Alamogordo, New Mexico. His memorial service was attended by Air Force officials and the scientists who had once been his trainers and friends. Ham didn't ask to be a pioneer, but his bravery changed the course of human history. He was born in the jungle, but he died a legend of the stars. The ethics of using animals in the space race remain controversial to this day, but there is no denying that this 37-pound chimpanzee from Cameroon shouldered the hopes of a nation and paved the way for humanity to leave the Earth. He was a small astronaut who made a giant leap for mankind. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Legendary Lister, signing off.